What's up, guys? It's your boy Gino here, back with you for a different kind of video. Today, we're going to be starting a new series on the channel called Game Room Reviews, where I'm going to be going through games and basically reviewing them on a scale of 5 different categories. Those categories are going to be looks, content, grindability, community, and fun. I think these are 5 different factors that we can really compare amongst all games that we decide to review on this channel, and I'm pretty excited to start it. So without further ado, let's get you into our first review. As you guys can tell by the title of this video, the game we're going to be reviewing today is called Kirka.io. Kirka is a new game to the IO category. Generally speaking, it is not very old and has just recently come out. It is a first-person shooter where you can play solo or with other teammates if you so choose. There are various different guns, maps, and different things that you can do with inside the game. It is really fun, and at first glance there's definitely a lot of things that you can do, and it is a really refreshing type of take on a first-person shooter in the IO category. The way that Kirka looks and feels is, as I said, really refreshing. The maps and the character models are really appealing to the eye. Lots of very vibrant colors, and the game generally looks really, really great. I have no complaints on that front. The weapons are very similar to other games, but that's going to be the same with a lot of first-person shooters in the IO category, so I can't really knock it too much for that one. So I think overall, with the looks of this game, I don't really have too many complaints, but with it being a generally new game, I think there's definitely room for some improvement, and I'm excited to see where they decide to go in terms of the looks for this game. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 when it comes to looks for this game. It looks and feels like a first-person shooter version of Minecraft. So if you are into Minecraft and you also like shooter games, the look of this game is going to be really, really nice for you. When we start looking at the content that Kirka has in it so far, it is quite a lot. There are a lot of skins in the game for each of the weapons. Granted, not all of them are super great, but you never know, someone's always going to like a lower tier skin as compared to some of the other skins that are higher tiered in the game. When you start looking at maps, there's a ton of different maps that are available to play. Some of them are only even team-based. So even if you're playing solo or team, you're going to have a large variety of maps to choose from, and it's only going to increase from there as the game continues to grow. When you start looking at things like leveling, there are different ways that you can level and get different things in terms of very similarly to a battle pass. So there's a battle pass you could grind. There's tons and tons of skins. Grinding the battle pass is also the same as grinding up your level in the game, so there's a very, very high level ceiling for this game so far, and the maps are pretty great when you start to look at how they physically look and the amount that there actually are in the game. So as far as the content goes for Kirka right now, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. There aren't too many IO games that come out and have this much content almost right off the bat, so it definitely earns a 4.5 star here. I think the other half a star that they missed out on was just really quality of life things that are in some other games that I could have seen working here as well. So 4.5 stars, still not a bad score in the content category. Alright guys, at this point in the video, I'm going to take a quick pause to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button if you have not already. It helps me out a ton, and if you guys would leave a like on the video as well to really help me out with the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys end up going and playing Kirka after this, also let me know in the comments below. I want to know your guys' opinions, and I want to know what you think about this new series that I'm starting. Now, get back into the video. grindability is really important when it comes to IO games. You don't want to get into the game, play for a couple days to a week, and then have the game just feel not very fun anymore. It needs to have a grind factor, and I feel like Kirka excels really well in that case. There are leaderboards that reset daily, and where you end up on that leaderboard determines the amount of crates that you get. Crates are used for opening to get different skins in the games. So there are rewards for your daily grinding efforts. Also, if you're in a clan, there are monthly clan resets where if you are in the top clans in the game, you get a different amount of rewards for where your clan ended up being. So your efforts go into this large monthly sum that can get you better rewards at the end of the month as well. And as I said, grinding also means that you're going to be leveling your character a lot. And with the level type battle pass that the game has, you're also grinding to level up and get the different things through that pass. Overall, I think Kirka definitely deserves a 5 out of 5 in terms of grindability. The daily leaderboard and the monthly clan leaderboard make the game definitely feel like your grinding efforts are worth it and you're not going to get bored of doing it day in and day out. And it doesn't feel like you're losing out if you miss a day of playing too. So 5 out of 5, definitely earned. Game is very, very grindable, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. The community within Kirka is generally pretty good. I can't really say anything bad about the Kirka community as a whole. The Discord server is usually pretty active, and there are a lot of times where you'll find people talking and chatting within the game's in-game chat. But as of right now, there's no way to filter the chat with the way the game has right now. There are some words that have been banned and filtered out, but there are a lot of different things that also need to be filtered out of there. There are quite a few times where you'll run into player names that have racial slurs in them or some pretty various curse words in them, and it kind of ruins the game and makes it feel not fun for that specific game that you're in. It just kind of ruins it. But as a whole, there's not really anything I can complain about. The community is really good as a whole, and there are just some things that they can improve on to make it a better place. I can't really let a couple bad seeds and bad apples ruin the whole thing. So for that reason, I'm going to give them a 3 out of 5 in the community ranking. I think there are some things that need to be worked on there, but overall the community is not bad. I think they're right smack dab in the middle, and that's a pretty solid place for them at the moment. Now, it's pretty obvious that the game being fun is really important. Nobody likes a game that it's fun at the beginning, but then it dies out. And as I said before, I don't see that really happening within Kirka yet. I have talked to some people who have been playing since day one that the game came out, that they said it's running a little stale for them, but these are also players who have been playing countless hours every single day without really missing any days. So if you do that with any game, you're gonna run out of new and fun content. But if you play a moderate amount of games and you're not playing godlike amounts every single day, the game is really fun. They're only going to keep growing. The game is kind of in its alpha stages right now, so there's a lot of room to grow, and the game still feels really fun and fresh for me. Just the different people that you encounter every day, the countless amounts of maps and guns that you can switch up to if a gun is feeling boring for you that day, you have options. So for the funness factor of the game, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 just because there have been players that have been saying the game's been running stale for them, and I can't just ignore that fact. If they take too long in between updates, I feel like this category could drop down in the future, but it's too early to tell whether or not that's going to be the case. So a 4 out of 5 here is what I'm going to give them, and I think that's a pretty solid a pretty solid ranking for them. The game just feels really, really fun, and I know it's something that you guys will like. And that would complete all 5 of our categories for our ranking of Kirka. So during the review, we gave a looks a 4, the content a 4.5, the grindability a 5, the community a 3, and the fun factor of the game at a 4.5. That would make the overall score that we're going to give Kirka.io a 4.2 out of 5. That is still a really good score, and I do have really high hopes for this game. I think the score that we gave it today is really accurate of how the game is in its current state. There's room for improvement, but overall the game has started out really, really great, and I definitely think that you guys should give it a try. So with that, thank you for watching our very first Game Room reviews. I'm your boy Gino, and I will see you guys in the next video.